Hello, Magic English 8 here. Thank you for watching my videos, and I hope that your English proficiency is getting better and better by watching these video clips. So one more time, I need to remind you that there are different types of videos on Magic English 8. You can improve your English general level by the Interchange series, intermediate, and also elementary level. As well as that, we also have listening and grammar for advanced levels. These are the things that by the time of recording this video are on. Maybe in the future there are other things as well. Today I am with you with another unit of interchange, intermediate level, blue color. And since we have covered the first 6 units so far, we are going to page 50 of the book in unit 7. What do you use this for? Talking about technology today, okay? Taking a look at our Word file here, and I should tell you that our unit today covers areas of technology and instructions, describing technology, giving instructions, giving suggestions, and a grammar focus, which is not very difficult today. Luckily, we talk about infinitives and gerunds for uses and purposes. We also talk about imperatives and infinitives for giving suggestions. Okay, going to our snapshot. Inventions we can't live without. Right now, we see smartphones, we see digital cameras, the internet, and all these things everywhere around. So they are so commonplace. But some years ago, none of them was available. But these days, our life solely depends on them. So it says inventions that we cannot live without. If we want to see and check our pronunciation issues here, I just read the part for you. Smartphones, digital cameras, internet, e-readers or e-book readers, tablet computers, streaming TV, robots, 3D printers, driverless cars, GPS technology, drones, and Wi-Fi. If any of these words you don't know what they are, you need to look in, for example, Google. For example, drones. Maybe some people don't know what they are. And these are drones, okay? So these are drones. Now, what are they used for? Our grammar today talks about the uses. For example, drones are used to record videos for us, or drones are used for recording videos for us. Under the grammar part, I will talk about that, but here it has some questions for us. It says, how long have the inventions above been around in your country? My recommendation, pause the video and talk about that. For example, say, in my country, smartphones have been around for about 20 years now. Before that, we didn't have any sort of smartphones. But over the past 20 years, I see everywhere, everyone is carrying at least one smartphone. A sample response for smartphone. Or, for example, you say, the internet has been around in my country for about 30 years. I see that it has applications in all parts of our lives these days, from our communication to internet to business to banking and anywhere else. But before that, life was going on without it. So you can pause the video and talk about the answers to this part. But as speaking practice, I have selected, for example, smartphones and how long have smartphones been around. A sample response for smartphones could be something like this. Smartphones as we know them today emerged in the mid-2000s. The first iPhone was introduced by Apple in 2007, marking a significant milestone in the development of smartphones. A very beautiful sentence. A significant milestone, this is beautiful, and then marking, making, setting a significant milestone in something. My recommendation, transfer this into your vocabulary notebook. Development of smartphones, however, but the concept of a mobile phone with advanced computing capabilities had been evolving for a few years prior. Okay, so means before that the concept was around, but in 2007 Apple started its first smartphone. That's why here it says mid 2000s. So by 2000s it means 2000 to 2009, the decade. And mid, of course, 2007. So this was my sample response for smartphones, how long they've been around. And how was life different before smartphones? Your answer, whatever it is, and my answer. Before smartphones, mobile phones were primarily used for calling and texting. If you remember, before smartphones, we just had some cell phones just used for texting and making phone calls. The absence of smartphones meant people relied on, people relied on separate devices for various functions, such as digital cameras, music players, and navigation systems. So these days, you see all of them are combined into one smartphone. So before that, people relied on separate devices for these functions. Communication was less instant, and accessing information on the go was limited. So you could not access information as you were, for example, on a bus. And communication was less instant. It was not at the moment. Now, anytime, anywhere you are, you can decide to communicate with your friends, family members, or anyone else. So this was life like before smartphones. My sample response and your sample response. And also I have some answer for the internet. How long has it been around? The concept of the internet dates back to beautiful, to the late 1960s. So right now, you know, late 1960s means, for example, 1967, 1968, or something like that. Because we have early, mid, and late. Early 1960s means 1960 to 1963, 4, or something like that. Mid, 64, 65, 6, or maybe 7. And late, 7, 8, 9, something like this. One more time I read. The concept of the internet dates back to the late 1960s. However, the internet as we know it today, with the World Wide Web, became widely accessible in the early 1990s. Became widely accessible. So widely accessible is a beautiful collocation for us. This was about the internet and how long it has been around. How was life different before the internet? Very much different, significantly different. Before the internet, information communication was slower and relied on traditional media such as newspapers, television, and radio. Research involved visiting libraries, and communication was primarily through letters or landline phones. Business operated differently without the ease of online transactions and global connectivity. The internet has revolutionized how people access information, communicate, work, and conduct various aspects of daily life. It was a very beautiful sample response talking about the internet in different areas. One more time, I would like to read it for you, especially useful for IELTS takers in speaking part and also for essay writing, body paragraph. Let's read it one more time. Before the internet, information communication was slower and relied on traditional media such as newspaper, television, and radio. So this part is about information communication. Research involved visiting libraries, and communication was primarily through letters and landline phones. So here you see that 3 areas are covered so far under the category of internet: information communication, research, and then communication. Business. Business operated differently without the ease of online transactions and global connectivity. A very beautiful collocation. Global connectivity. So here also it talked about business. And the internet has revolutionized how people access information. It is a summary of what we talked about. Communicate, work, and conduct various aspects of daily life. A very beautiful sample response. A very beautiful sample response. Okay, so this was our talk in Snapshot, and I talked about smartphones and the internet. You may talk about any other topic you like. I thought that these two are more common and more useful for us. Okay. Exercise 2, perspectives. Smartphone usage. How often do you use your smartphone for these applications? It says often, sometimes, hardly ever, and never. And the applications are here. I use my smartphone for example, to send messages. Often, sometimes, hardly ever, or never. I use my smartphone for watching videos. So you see, to, simple form of the verb, for, gerund, verb ing. I use my smartphone to send messages. I use my smartphone for sending messages. Either will be fine, and that is the idea of our grammar focus, which we will cover in about 1 to 2 minutes. I use my smartphone to take photos, I guess most of the time, to post on social media sites, again, depending on your interest. Lots of people do. For doing school assignments, maybe I myself prefer using my laptop and my computer because the screen is larger. As I am covering, please you also pause the video and talk about your usage of smartphone. I use my smartphone to send emails. Sometimes I do, but again, I prefer my computer because the screen is larger and I have access to more functions and features. I use my smartphone to shop online. Yeah, this one I do because it's accessible and everywhere I am, I can easily order things online. So I think I often use my phone to shop online. To check the weather, every day I use my smartphone to check the weather or for checking the weather because I need to see what the weather looks like. That way I know if I need to grab my umbrella and dress appropriately or not. And then to read ebooks, yeah, I used to use my smartphone to read ebooks some years back. These days I see the screen a little too small for my eyes, so these days I try to stay clear of that. Stay clear of that. Stay clear means not do that. Stay clear of something. So let's see what it means. Stay clear of something. And here, stay clear of, and the meaning. Stay clear of something means avoid, not to get involved with that. Yeah, this is Merriam-Webster's dictionary, a very reliable and good one. Okay, so that's that. And I use my smartphone for listening to music. Yeah, I sometimes use my smartphone to listen to music or for listening to music. This perspective kind of foreshadowed the grammar part for us. My recommendation, pause the video and make some sentences here. Okay. Grammar focus exercise 3. Infinitives means verb 2 plus verb. For example, to send, to watch. And gerunds means verb ing. For example, sending, watching, taking. To talk about uses and purposes. Not a difficult grammar, but I just review it. It says, I use my cell phone to send messages, or I use my cell phone for sending messages. Either will be fine. But please don't say for send, incorrect. Some people use their phones to watch videos, for watching videos. People often use their phones to take photos, for taking photos. See, it's not difficult, okay? So without that much spending our precious time on it, we go to part A. What do you know about this technology? So part A and part B, the purposes of some items in part A. I give you some seconds to read here and understand what they are. My suggestion, please pause the video and read this part. So I imagine that you have done that, but one more time I read it for you. Many people use tablet computers or smartphones or 3D printers or the internet or robots and drones. And here look for criminals, perform dangerous tasks, get directions, make car parts, and make video calls, learn languages. Okay? So here in your IELTS reading, you need to quickly read and take out the important information and then go for finding the answers. Here, many people use tablet computers, maybe to get directions, maybe to learn languages. You can go with to, or you can go with for getting directions, for learning languages. You can use your smartphone to get directions, to make video calls, to learn languages. Engineers, with the stress on engineers, use 3D printers to make car parts, for making car parts. So with 3D printers, they make parts of cars. Interesting. People can use the internet to get directions, make video calls, learn languages, yeah. Companies sometimes use robots for performing dangerous tasks. People do not perform dangerous tasks. Robots can come and take over. And the police use drones to look for criminals. Okay, it was not very difficult. And part B, think of one other uses for the items in part A. It says paparazzi use drones to spy on celebrities. Paparazzi. So do you know who paparazzi are? This is a kind of weird word. A plural noun meaning photographers who follow famous people or celebrities in order to take photos and then sell them to newspapers or anyone interested. Paparazzi. Paparazzo is the singular and paparazzi is the plural. So
paparazzi.
Paparazzi, okay. And here it says list some unexpected uses for these items here. Please pause the video and talk about some unexpected uses for these items in the yellow ribbon. For example, say a smartphone is used to, I don't know, for example, you got a walnut. Some people in the past did that. For example, they cracked their walnut by their telephones, cell phones, or smartphones. So a smartphone can be used to crack a walnut or for cracking a walnut. This is something coming to my mind right now. And a paperclip, I have seen it, is often used to, for example, clean one's ears. But I have prepared some sample responses here for the sake of time and saving our time. A smartphone's advanced camera capabilities are used for taking stunning photos, a beautiful collocation, or to take stunning photos. Paperclip. A paperclip can be manipulated for unlocking a door. You got no key, so you can use a paperclip to unlock a door for unlocking a door. A webcam can be used as a mirror during virtual meetings to check how you appear on screen. Very beautiful. Pencils. To start a fire in an emergency, a pencil can be shaved to expose the graphite, which can ignite easily. So you shave the pencil and then the lead or the graphite is exposed. It can be used to ignite fires. So ignite, you know what it is? Ignite. Ignite, the verb. Ignition, the noun. Ignite as a verb.
Ignite.
With the stress on the second syllable, it means to start burning. It's like to fire. And sometimes it means start. For example, start a car. It's a formal word, yeah? It says, for example,
the candle ignited the plastic.
The candle ignited the plastic, or lit the plastic. And there's another meaning. This one is also beautiful. To start a dangerous situation. For example,
events which ignited the war in Europe.
Events which ignited the war in Europe or stirred up the war in Europe. Ignite and the noun ignition. Okay? So that was the pencil and its graphite. Invisible tape. Invisible tape can be used for catching insects without harming them. Interesting. Old CD. I like this one. An old CD can be hung. Can be hung to scare away birds from a garden. And its reflective surface will deter birds, prevent birds with the sunlight's glint or sunlight bright reflection. So the beautiful word here was scare away birds, reflective surface, deter, which means prevent, yeah. And here you know hang. Here the passive sentence, and yeah, that's all. Okay. You also can pause the video and give your own sample responses. We are done with exercise 3 and now exercise 4. Pronunciation. Syllable stress. Very important. That's why whenever I look up a word, first I check its stress and listen to that because it's important for you to pronounce words correctly. Let's listen to this part. Here we have 3 syllable words with stress on the first, second, and the last syllable. Listen and please repeat. It says CD2 track 4.
Page 45. Exercise 4. Part B. Where's the stress in these words? Page 45. Exercise 4. Pronunciation.
Yes.
Syllable stress. Part A. Listen and practice. Notice which syllable has the main stress.
So please repeat with the CD, okay?
Internet.
Internet.
Messages.
Messages.
Digital.
Digital. So you see all the 3 words carry their stress, their primary stress on their first syllable. Internet. Messages. Digital. Column 2, please repeat.
Invention.
Invention.
Assignment.
Assignment.
Computer.
Computer. You see again, the second syllable is carrying the main stress. It says invention, assignment, computer, pewter. And the third column with the stress on the final syllable. Please repeat.
Engineer.
Engineer.
DVD.
DVD.
Recommend.
Recommend. Recommend. So it's not recommend. Recommend. Mend. DVD. Engineer. Words with 2 E's or 2 O's carry the stress on that syllable. For example, our word is cartoon. So you see that the stress falls on this syllable, tune. And here we have engineer with the stress on near. And abbreviations, DVD, CD. So that's why we pronounce this one CD and this one city. So CD, city. And USA, USA. Abbreviations carry their stress on their final syllable. Okay? And recommend. Now, part B. Before I play the part for you, you decide where or which category each word goes. Can you do that? For example, this one. Directions. Driveless. Entertain. Equipment. Media. Understand. Could you decide? Now, listen please and tell me.
Page 40, the stress in these words. Add them to the columns in Part A. Then listen and check.
Directions.
Directions. Directions. So it is on the second syllable, column 2.
Driverless.
Driverless. Driverless. So it is on the first syllable, driverless.
Entertain.
Entertain. Tain. The third.
Equipment.
Equipment. Equipment. On the second syllable, equipment.
Media.
Media. Media. First syllable.
Understand.
Understand on the third syllable. So you need to know the stress pattern of the words and pronounce them correctly. Beautiful for your pronunciation and your speaking. Okay? Good. So let's go to exercise 5, and that is word power. Word power plugged in the world of computer, technology, and things related to computers in 4 categories of problems with technology, gadgets and devices, people who are into technology or interested in technology, and things to do online. Okay? My suggestion, pause the video and read the yellow part for the sake of checking your pronunciation. Now, I read that for you. Computer whiz, computer crash, flash drive, smart devices, hacker, edit photos, identity theft, early adopter, check in for a flight, download apps, make international phone calls, solar powered batteries, geek, software bugs, frozen screen, and phone charger. Did it have any new words for you? If yes, please look them up and transfer them into your vocabulary notebook. But some of the words that I think could be new for majority of people are, for example, whiz, computer whiz. Who is a computer whiz? Someone who is into computers and who spends all his time on computers and things. A computer whiz. Let's see what they look like. A computer whiz is someone on their computer, you see? Someone on their computer 24/7. Someone who is really interested in computers. So that is called a computer whiz. So it is people who are into technology. Computer crash. Crash is the time that your computer does not work anymore. Stops working. So problem with your computer. Flash drive, you know what they are. Devices. Smart devices, again devices. Hacker, you know who they are. People who break into your online privacy. That is people who are into technology. Edit photos. It is something you do with your computer or online. things to do online. Identity theft. Identity theft. Theft, noun of thief. So thief is the person and theft is the action. Thief, the person, noun, and theft, theft, the action. Both of them are nouns, yeah? So thief, the person, theft, the action. Identity theft, it means stealing your identity online. Identity theft is problems with technology. Early adopter, someone, this ER is telling us that it is someone. Early adopter is someone who goes and adopts to a technology before others. For example, new cell phones come, they buy and they adopt themselves with. Or something new comes in the area of technology and phones or internet, again, they are the first users of them. They are called early adopters. Now, are you an early adopter? You may speak here and say, for example, yes, I am an early adopter. Whenever something new comes online, I am the one who goes and tests it first and then leave my comments on that. Or you say, no, I try to be a bit conservative. I usually wait for others to go for it and then I read the reviews, comments, and after that I try to use that. Check in for a flight. Check in for a flight. So that is again things to do online. Download apps, things to do. Make international phone calls, again things to do online. And solar powered batteries. So these are batteries that are run or are powered by sun's energy or solar energy. They are devices. Geek, again, someone who is into computers. It's like whiz, geek. Software bug. Bug is a problem with your computer. So software bug, it is problems with technology. The time that some software have issues, problems. Bug here means problem. Frozen screen, the time that, like now, nothing moves on your screen. It's called a frozen screen. Mouse doesn't work, keyboard doesn't work, and nothing moves. It's called frozen screen problem. And phone charger, you know that it is a device. Okay, I think this exercise at this time that everybody is into computers and things is not very difficult. But given that you have any problem with any of these words, you may look it up online or in dictionary. You know how to do so. But here we have some speaking part. Please, 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 whenever we got some speaking chances for you, pause the video and give your own sample response. This way you are improving your speaking. Okay? It says discuss some of the positive and negative consequences of living in a connected world. Here I have sample response for that. Discuss the positive and negative consequences of living in a connected world. Positive consequences, for example, I have decided to do it for a language learner of the positive consequences of being in a connected world. For example, through the internet. Access to information and education. It's a positive outcome. So let's see. The internet provides unprecedented access to. Unprecedented access to. Unprecedented, that has never happened before. Unique, new, fresh. The internet provides unprecedented access to information and education resources. Beautiful topic sentence. As a language learner, for instance, I can utilize online language learning platforms, access language courses, and engage with diverse content to enhance my language skills. Enhance, improve. The wealth of information available, very beautiful. The wealth of something available, for example, information. Available online shows individuals to pursue self-directed learning and acquire knowledge on a wide range of topics. Very beautiful. So one more time, I'll read the final sentence. The wealth of information available online allows individuals to pursue self-directed learning, means self-study, and acquire which means learn. It's a technical word meaning learn. Acquire knowledge on a wide range of, again beautiful, a wide range of. You can use a wide range of for a wide range of areas in your speaking, in your writing. For example, you are asked, what are the applications of the internet in our lives today? Oh, the internet has a wide range of applications in our life. For example, having access to information, and then you talk about that. For example, doing online shopping, talking about that. For example, our business transaction, and again talk. So a wide range of. What about the negative consequences of the connected word for a language learner? For example, information overload and misinformation. Problem. With a vast amount of information available online, with a vast amount of something beautiful. With a vast amount of information available online, there is a risk of information overload. There's a lot of information and you don't know which one is useful for you. It can be challenging to sift through, to find, search the abundance of content to find reliable and accurate information. So what's the problem? There is too much information and it's difficult for you to search and find among the abundance of the content to see which one is reliable and accurate. Additionally, you can use additionally instead of and, moreover, also. Additionally, the internet is susceptible to, it has this possibility to the spread of misinformation, which can mislead language learners and users in general. So misinformation misleads you in general, whatever you're doing. Realizing, sifting through, realizing credible sources, beautiful, becomes crucial to avoid learning inaccurate language usage or cultural stereotype. Stereotype is a generalization, a false generalization about a group. For example, the time we say, for example, men are like that, women are like that, women's driving, there is some stereotype about, for example, women's driving. But it is a generalization. Maybe there are a lot of female drivers who are even better than men. Or, for example, we say boys are messy. It is a generalization. Maybe there are some boys who are not messy. So stereotype is a generalization. This was the sample response for this exercise. We talked about the positive and negative consequences of connected word for a language learner. Okay, I want you to go back and review these sample responses now I provided and see how you should develop your thought and your talk. This will be useful for your writing, for your speaking. Okay, very good. I hope you're not tired by now. If you are, please pause the video, get up and do something. So let's listen to the part once, non-stop, for a general understanding, the gist of the idea, and then I will go sentence by sentence or pause it for you. Right now I'm playing it for you. Please listen, take some notes, and after that give me a summary of that, okay?
Page 46, Exercise 6. Listening. They've thought of everything. Part A. Listen to two people talk about the best apps for travel. Check the 4 app categories. There are 2 extra categories.
4 app categories here are talked about: safety, parking, music, transportation, attraction, and hotel. Which ones are the odd one out? They are not covered.
Hey, Alan. I know you love your phone, but can you play with it later? We have to talk about our trip to Indonesia.
Sorry, Jamie. I love this new app I found. It's perfect for planning our trip.
I found an app too. This one helps me pack for the trip. It looks at the weather and area you're going to visit and recommends items you need.
An app for packing? Wow! They have thought of everything. Well, you can use this app to choose specific attractions in cities. The pictures are amazing.
I would love to see more pictures.
I know. So other people use this app to save pictures they've taken on trips or just pictures they like. Then they share the pictures and you can search them to get ideas. And the best part is, you don't even need to know the people. If they make the pictures public, you just search by the country, city, or attraction. So I've looked at other people's pictures and saved them.
So what have you found? Show me.
Look at these waterfalls. They're only 1 hour outside the city.
They look beautiful. I didn't see those waterfalls in the guidebook.
I know. This app is better than any guidebook, but I wish it recommended more hotels.
Oh, they have a lot of apps for finding good hotels. My sister uses one for finding inexpensive rooms when she's traveling for work. You put how much money you want to spend, and it gives you available options in the area. Sometimes it gives you a discount, too.
That's great!
Now we just need to plan our music.
I know the perfect app. If we like new songs on the radio, we can use an app to save them and add them to a list. And we don't even need to know who sings it. The app tells us.
Perfect. They really have thought of everything.
They've thought of everything. Really, they have. Okay? I guess it was not very difficult. This is the time for you to pause the video and give a short summary about the girl and the boy. But they were talking about these 4 apps. The apps for packing, music, attractions, and hotel. So the odd one out was safety, and the other one transportation. They did not cover. Now, my summary of the part: the girl and the boy are going to take a vacation to Indonesia, and they are talking about different apps for their trip. Especially, she has found an app which helps them organize and pack their items. She finds it useful. Also, they talked about this music app which helps them listen to different types of music, even they don't need to know who the singer is. He talked about this app showing them popular attractions of the destination, and there's a lot of pictures of other people who have uploaded them. And finally, she talked about this app recommending them best deals for hotels. So you enter or put in your budget, and the app recommends the hotels available. This could be a summary. Please see my response and get a sample and try to give your own version of the summary. Summary giving could be tough, but it is the only way for you to activate your language. Okay, please do that. One more time, let's listen to the part. Maybe there are some words and phrases we talked about.
Talk about the best extra categories.
Hey, Alan. I know you love your phone, but can you play with it later? We have to talk about our trip to Indonesia.
Sorry, Jamie. I love this new app I found. It's
So he has found this app and he's on it. She says, please put it aside. We want to talk about our trip.
perfect for planning our trip.
I found an app too. This one helps me pack for the trip. It looks at the weather and area you're going to visit and recommends items you need.
It recommends items you need.
An app for packing? Wow! They have thought of everything. Well, you can use this app to choose specific attractions in cities.
To choose specific attractions. Look at the pronunciation of specific attractions in cities.
The pictures are amazing.
Amazing. The pictures are amazing.
I would love to see more pictures.
I know. So other people use this app to save pictures they've taken on trips or just pictures they like. Then they share the pictures and you can search them to get ideas. And
You can search them to get ideas. Get ideas about something. Beautiful. Get ideas about something.
the best part is, you don't even need to know the people. If they make the pictures public, you just search by the country.
So you don't need to know the people. You don't have to know the people. Don't need to, don't have to. Lack of obligation.
City or attraction. So I've looked at other people's pictures and saved them.
So what have you found? Show me.
Look at these waterfalls. They're only 1 hour outside the city.
Look at these waterfalls. Waterfalls or falls, the same meaning. So Niagara waterfalls, for example. Niagara waterfalls.
They look beautiful. I didn't see those waterfalls in the guidebook.
I know. This app is better than any guidebook, but I wish it recommended more hotels.
Oh, they have a lot of apps for finding good hotels. My sister uses one for finding inexpensive rooms when she's traveling for work.
Finding inexpensive rooms. Inexpensive rooms, which means not expensive, which means cheap. Yeah, inexpensive.
Work. You put how much money you want to spend, and it gives you available options in the area. Sometimes it gives you a discount too.
That's great!
Now we just need to plan our music.
I know the perfect app. If we like new songs on the radio, we can use an app to save them and add them to a list. And we don't even need to know who sings it. The app tells us.
Perfect. They really have thought of everything.
Okay, so not a very difficult listening with these words that we talked about, but I got some extra speaking for you. Here, part C. What are your favorite apps? Please pause the video now and talk about your favorite app, whatever it is. And my sample response for the favorite app, Duolingo. I guess lots of you know about it and you have used it before. So Duolingo is my favorite language learning app that offers a gamified approach. Gamified means kind of gamish. Gamified approach to learning a new language. How? It provides a variety of beautiful exercises, including means such as, for example, it provides a variety of exercises, including listening, speaking, and translation tasks to help users practice and reinforce their language skills, hone their language skills, better their language skills, reinforce. The app, instead of Duolingo, the app is user-friendly, beautiful, visually appealing, means beautiful to look at. Visually means vision, seeing, and appealing means beautiful. So it's beautiful to look at. And suitable for learners at different proficiency levels. It's a favorite for many language learners due to its accessibility and engaging learning format. It was a very beautiful description of Duolingo, my friends. Gamified approach. Reinforce means strengthen, means hone, means improve. So these were the beautiful parts of the sample response. Okay, if you have some sample responses for this part, please give it. Otherwise, exercise 7 is calling us. What do I do now? What do I do now? Please don't look at the text and just look at this picture. Please pause the video and give a summary of the things you see in this picture. My summary: I can see a woman and a man. They seem to be in their 30s, probably mid-30s, and they are out probably for a coffee or a breakfast at a cafe, outdoor cafe. It seems to me that it is late summer because of the clothes they are wearing, or it is, for example, in springtime. He's looking at a cell phone and she's also looking at that. It seems they are trying to find the answer to something, or they are trying to search for something which is of interest to both of them. So this is the summary coming to my mind. What is your summary? Without looking at the text, let's listen and see what they are. So text covered, and these are the questions that I've got for you. As I guessed, there is a problem, who has a problem, what is the first thing to do, and what should he try not to do. So what to do, what not to do. What is the problem, what to do, what not to do. Okay, let's listen.
Page 46. Exercise 6. Part B. Page 47. Exercise 7. Conversation. What do I do now? Part A. Listen and practice.
I can't believe my phone's frozen again.
How long have you had it?
About a year. It's not that old.
Maybe someone hacked it.
Really? You think so?
No, I'm just kidding. It's probably just a virus.
Oh, so what do I do now?
First, you'd better install a good antivirus app. And be sure to update it.
Okay, I'll download one now. What else should I do?
Well, don't forget to reset all your passwords.
That's a good idea. I never remember to change my passwords.
One more thing. Try not to use public Wi-Fi networks.
You're right. I have to learn to be more careful.
Got it? So who's got the problem? He does. What's the first thing? So what is the problem? His phone has frozen. What's the first thing to do? As she recommends, download and install an antivirus, and also reset your password and things, and try not to get connected to public internet. That is her recommendation. So one more time, let's listen to the conversation while looking at it. It was not a difficult one, but
I can't believe my phone's frozen again.
my phone's frozen again. My phone is frozen again. Passive.
How long have you had it?
About a year.
A beautiful question. How long have you had it? Present perfect. You know, in interchange red, or in red interchange, as the English people say. In interchange red is kind of French. Anyway, have PP. How long have you had it? How long have you had it?
It's not that old.
Maybe someone hacked it.
Really? You think so?
No, I'm just kidding. It's probably just a virus.
It's probably just a virus. So pronunciation of two words kind of misleading sometimes. Probably. Probably. It is on the first syllable. Probably, not probably. Probably. And virus. Virus.
Oh, so what do I do now?
First, you'd better install a good antivirus app.
You'd better, which means you should. You'd better or you should. Recommendation. Install a good antivirus.
And be sure to update it.
Okay, I'll download one now. What else should I do?
Well, don't forget to reset all your passwords.
So you see, the girl is giving recommendation, suggestion, and advice, and her sentences begin with be sure to. Don't forget to. Try not to. All of this is used for giving recommendation and advice. In grammar focus, I will talk about them. I just want to activate your mind.
That's a good idea. I never remember to change my passwords.
One more thing. Try not to use public Wi-Fi networks.
Try not to use. Try to use. Try not to use.
You're right. I have to learn to be more careful.
Yeah, you have to. So this conversation grammatically was not very difficult, and neither was it difficult regarding its words. So we straight ahead for part B. Rest of the conversation, and what else does Justin want help with? Okay, let's listen.
Page 47.
Please take notes. We will go non-stop.
Exercise 7. Part B. Listen to the rest of the conversation. What else does Justin want help with? What does Allie suggest?
You know so much about technology. Can you help me with something else?
Sure. What do you need?
I'm thinking about getting a new tablet computer. Which do you think I should get?
I don't know. That depends on what you want it for.
I need it for work. You know, emails, video calls with clients. And I also want to use it to read ebooks when I travel.
Hey, why don't we go to a store on Saturday and we can compare a few different options?
Yeah, thanks. I'll buy you lunch afterwards.
It's a deal.
Okay, you got it? Not very difficult. Please pause the video and give your version of this part. He needs information about a tablet he needs to buy. So basically he needs the tablet for his work, for some basic stuff like sending emails, making phone calls, and maybe reading ebooks while he's traveling. So she suggests they go to the store, look at different options, and weigh them up. And he was so excited he treated her to lunch. And that was a deal. Okay, one more time, let's listen. Maybe there are some words I talk about.
What else does Justin want help with?
You know so much about
What does Allie suggest?
You know so much about technology. Can you help me with something else?
Sure.
Can you help me with something else? Help someone with something. Help somebody with something. So, can you help me with something else? Can you help me with something else? For example, your math is good. I say, I got a math exam tomorrow. Can you help me with my math? Can you help me with my math? Can you help me with my math? The preposition is with. Okay, important.
Sure. What do you need?
I'm thinking about getting a new tablet computer. Which do you think I should get?
I don't know. That depends on what you want it for.
I need it for work.
That depends on what you want it for. What you want it for.
You know, emails, video calls with clients. And I also want to use it to read ebooks when I travel.
Hey, why don't we go to a store on Saturday and we can compare a few different options?
Yeah, thanks. I'll buy...
You can compare them or you can weigh them up. You can weigh them up means evaluate, test, see.
Buy you lunch afterwards.
It's a deal.
Buy you lunch afterwards, it's a deal. Good, good, good deal. Okay, so this was the conversation, somehow setting the scene for the grammar focus exercise 8, imperatives and infinitives for giving suggestions. What do we mean by imperatives? We mean sentences beginning with a verb. For example, open the door, close your books, come and help me. Here we have imperatives and infinitives. Infinitives, to plus verb. For example, to update, to charge, to back up. They are infinitives. And they are used for giving suggestions. It's not that much of a grammar point. I see it mostly some vocabulary memorization. Be sure to, make sure to, remember to, don't forget to, try to, try not to. So you just memorize these and in your sentences you can give suggestions using them. How? It says be sure to update the app. You can say make sure to update the app. Remember to update the app. Don't forget to update the app and try to update the app regularly, for example. And all the other ones could interchangeably be used for each other. Since it's not that much difficult, we head straight for exercise 8. Some suggestions here, numbers 1 to 4. It says give these suggestions with these sentence beginners. For example, before using an electronic safe, you have to reset the passcode. So make sure to reset the passcode before using the electronic safe. What did I do? I put make sure to and then the verb of the sentence. The verb is reset. Make sure to reset the passcode before using the electronic safe. And you know what an electronic safe is, yeah? At a hotel when you go, an electronic safe. Safe as a noun, not as an adjective. As a noun, this is a safe. This is a safe. Okay? So you got to reset the passcode. So make sure to, be sure to, don't forget to, all of them. You shouldn't check if it's locked after, you should check if it's locked after you close it. Make sure to check. Be sure to check. Don't forget to check. 2. Don't get your phone wet or otherwise it might not work anymore. So, don't get your phone. Try not to get your phone wet. I guess the best match because it says. Or be sure not to get your phone wet or otherwise it might not work anymore. It's important to back up. Whatever the sentence is, it's important to back up. I want not to read the rest of the sentence and answer it. It's important to back up. Try to back up. Be sure to back up. Make sure to back up. Don't forget to back up your contacts and other important information. You must set your alarm. Set the alarm. Alarm system each time you leave home. So for an alarm, which you know what it is, we say set the alarm. And sometimes the alarm goes off. The alarm goes off means starts to make sound. Yeah, go off. The alarm goes off, you see. This is how the time that the alarm starts to go off. It could be your alarm clock, it could be your car alarm, it could be your home alarm. So car alarm goes off, you see. That is the time that it starts to make noise. Probably the time that a thief wants to steal the car. Anyway, the alarm goes off. Okay, so set your alarm. You must set your alarm. Make sure to set your alarm or whatever. Don't use your birthday as a code. Be sure not to use your birthday as a code. Okay? You ought to keep, ought to or should. You ought to keep the lenses of your digital camera clean. You ought to make sure to keep the lenses clean. Try to keep, remember to keep the lenses clean. It's important to keep the lens cap on when you're not taking photos. So keep the cap on. Put the cap on. So a lens cap. Camera, lens, cap. I am trying to teach you how to study independently with the use of the internet. So this is a cap. You put it on the lens. It's important to keep the lens cap on. So try to keep the cap on. Don't forget to keep the cap on or whatever. Okay? That is the grammar part. And in speaking, no, not here. I hope you don't have any problem with this grammar, which is not very difficult. If so, let's go for exercise 9 and listening. Smart suggestions to pronunciations. Suggestions or suggestions, either is fine. Portable speaker, you know what it is. GPS system, flash drive, small phone, and ATM card. Let's listen to the part and see what it is.
Page 48. Exercise 9. Listening. Smart suggestions. Part A. Listen to people give suggestions for using 3 of these things. Number them 1, 2, and 3. There are 2 extra things. 1.
First time we go non-stop, and after that I will come back and pause it sentence by sentence. But here, let's go non-stop. Please get a general understanding of each part. Give me your own version of the summary, okay? Number 1.
Be sure to back up your photos at least once a month. You're going to take lots, and it's important to have them in another place in case you lose it. And remember to put your favorite apps on the home screen. That will save you a lot of time.
2.
So number 1, talking about smartphone. What did he talk about? 2 pieces of advice. Number 1, remember to back up your photos. You have a lot of them and you need to back them up. And also, put your important app on your home screen. Why? It saves you a lot of time. Number 2, please.
Type in where you are now. Then type in where you want to go. Make sure to get the exact address. Then just listen to the directions. Be sure to watch the road. You don't want to have an accident.
Talking about the GPS system. Very good. So type in where you are now, type in where you want to go or your destination, and while you are going, watch the road. You don't want to have an accident, okay? Please give this summary on your own. It will contribute to your speaking. And number 3.
3.
Be sure to put it in correctly. Then punch in your secret code. Remember to press enter. And don't forget to count your money before you walk away from the machine.
Good. Talking about the ATM card, yeah? Automatic teller machine. The summary. So insert the card, punch in your secret code, and then get your money. Be sure to count your money before walking away from the machine, okay? Not a very difficult listening part. One more time, I'll play it for you.
Listen to people give sign 3. There are 2 extra things. 1.
Be sure to back up your photos at least once a month.
Be sure to back up your photos. So back up your photos, back up. Back up your photos.
You're going to take lots, and it's important to have them in another place in case you lose it.
In case you lose it. In case means if. In case means if by any chance.
And remember to put your favorite apps on the home screen. That will save you a lot of time.
That will save you a lot of time. Yeah, that's what I myself do. I put my favorite apps in the ones that I use frequently on the home screen, so it saves me time. I don't need to go through different apps and find the one I want. Yep.
2.
Type in where you are now. Then type in where you want to go.
So type in where you are now and type in where you want to go, your destination.
Make sure to get the exact address. Then just listen to the directions. Be sure to watch the road. You don't want to have an accident.
You don't want to have an accident. Watch the road.
3.
Be sure to put it in correctly. Then
Put it in. So put in or insert. Put in or insert. Verb.
and punch in your secret code.
Punch in your secret code. Punch in or enter your secret code. Punch in your code. I write the code so you have it. Punch in your code or PIN code.
Remember to press enter. And don't forget to count your money before you walk away from the machine.
Count your money before you walk away from the machine. Punch in means enter, okay? Be careful. And that's that. Anything else? No. So, have I got anything as extra speaking? Oh. What happened? It must be here. Yes. For part C, in some extra speaking I got here for a smartphone. What does it say? It says, what do you know about the other three things? Give suggestions about them. Let's see. For a smartphone. giving some suggestions for example, a smartphone using our grammar. Be sure to update your apps regularly to ensure you have the latest features and security patches. Okay? With the use of our grammar. Remember to set up a strong password, so set up a password, or use biometric authentication. Biometric authentication. It means maybe your fingerprints, maybe your Face ID to protect your personal information. Good. Don't forget to back up your important data, all of them correct. One more time. Don't forget to back up your important data regularly to avoid losing valuable photos, contacts, and other files. Be sure to explore the accessibility setting to customize your phone according to your needs, such as text size, color contrast, and voice commands. It's very important and often neglected because your phone can be customized to your interest, at least text size, color contrast, yeah? And they are very important. There comes a time you see, oh, I have had this phone for quite a while and I haven't customized it to my needs. Do that. And remember to organize your home screen for easy access to frequently used apps, making your smartphone experience more efficient. So making an experience more efficient and useful. Okay, so this was my sample response talking about a cell phone. You can talk about anything else you like. I thought that a smartphone or cell phone could be more handy. Exercise 11BR, and that is a message. It says, imagine your brother is coming over for dinner. Come over means come to your home. But you're going to be busy all day. Your roommate has agreed to help you. Think of 3 things you need help with. Then write a message with instructions. So you want to write a message for your roommate telling that your brother is coming over for dinner and you want to have some requests for the roommate. I have prepared a sample response here. It says help. The subject is help needed for dinner preparation. So every email you write, you need to have a subject. And what is the subject? It is the gist of your writing. My roommate is Amin. And who has written this email or text? Majid. So it says, hi Amin, I hope you're doing great or well. I want to ask for your assistance with a few things since my brother is coming over for dinner. Because my brother is coming over for dinner and I'll be tied up with other commitments or responsibilities throughout the day. I liked it. I'll be tied up with other commitments, or I will be really busy with other commitments. I really appreciate your help. A very useful sentence. Here are the 3 things I could use assistance with. So I need 3 sorts of things, and they are grocery shopping. Could you please stop by the grocery store and pick up a few items for tonight's dinner? Here's a short list. Chicken breast or thighs, enough for 3 people. Fresh vegetables for salad. A baguette or some type of bread. Dessert, not dessert, dessert. Maybe a small cake or cookies. So these are the things Amin should buy. Preparation for a side dish. I was planning to make roasted vegetables as a side dish, and I don't have time to prepare them. If you could wash and chop or cut up a mix of vegetables like bell peppers, zucchini, and carrots. I will tell you what they are. And toss them in olive oil. So, cut up bell pepper, you know what they are. Google image. So, bell pepper. Sorry, bell peppers. These are bell peppers. Bell peppers. They are like a bell. And what about zucchini? And this is the zucchini. Okay. So, could you please buy bell peppers, zucchini, and the carrots, and then toss them in olive oil? Fry them. Salt and pepper, and lay them out on a baking sheet. So toss them or fry them, and then put them on a baking sheet. That would be fantastic. I'll pop them in the oven when I'm back home. So you just fry them, I then will put them in the oven. I truly appreciate your assistance with this. Let me know if you have any questions, and thank you so much for being willing to help out or help me. It means a lot to me. Best and magic. So what is it? It's got one introduction. First a salutation, hi Amin, then introduction, why I am writing this, then the body of your email or letter or whatever, and a conclusion. Thank you for helping me out. Best and greetings and the name of the person who has done it. My suggestion, write these writings for yourself so your writing little by little gets better. Okay, or at least give a speaking sample of the part that I talked to you about. And exercise 12 marks the end of our session today. Exercise 12 reading, and that is the sharing economy, good for everybody, maybe. Sharing economy, of course, reduces the cost, but is it good for everyone? Let's see. I have typed it before, so sharing economy good for everyone? Let's see. Modern technology has made it easier for ordinary people to rent things or services to others. So you will rent your services to others. That is called sharing economy. With the click of an app, we can find almost anything. It could be a new dress to wear on the weekend, or someone to clean your house. This is the sharing economy, and it is now a profitable $20 billion a year business. $20 billion a year. Wow. But some people are now asking, just how good is it for society in general? Is it good or not? Just one thing here before we move. A $20 billion. Firstly, we don't have billion and billions. These words are all singular. So we have it billion. Let's not write it here. It comes with a hyphen, and it says that it doesn't need to be plural. So, for example, I say 10 hyphen year hyphen old and then girl. A 10-year-old girl. Or she's 10 years old. She's 10 years old, but she's a 10-year-old girl. Or I have a 2-story house. Or my house has 2 stories. My house has 2 stories or 2 levels or 2 floors, and I have a 2-story house. So it is also important. Let me put it end of our things. Here I do. Okay, going back to our story. Paragraph 2. Not long ago, when people went on vacation, they usually stayed in a hotel. Today, they have the choice of staying in someone's private house. They pay less, but what effect does this have on the hotel industry and the wider economy? Hotels receive fewer guests, but they still have to pay salaries to their employees and taxes to the government. Okay? Many people who rent out rooms do not pay taxes to the government. So, the government gets less money, and some hotels might even close down. End of their business. Then there are car sharing sites. Instead of using your own car for a long trip, you can get a ride. You can get a ride with someone for a small fee. You can get a ride for someone for a small fee. So talking about price, for. Some people argue this is better for the environment. Sure, since fewer cars on the roads means less pollution. But how many people choose to use these sites rather than taking the bus or the train? Public transportation is, after all, much kinder to the environment than cars. Public transportation is kinder to the environment. A very beautiful sentence. Okay? Many sites offer cooking services. Instead of going to a restaurant, you can use an app to order dishes from people in your neighborhood. So these are all examples of sharing economy. There is even a site where you can buy leftovers. What is that? This dash means the definition of leftover comes. Food that people haven't fully eaten. So someone buys a hamburger, it's halfway gone through, and then the rest of that is called leftover. Sometimes for dinner, people try to eat lunch leftover. That is leftover. This is sure to save you time and money, but is it risky? Can you trust the people cooking your food? Restaurants have to follow strict regulations to make sure their food is safe to eat. There is no doubt that the sharing economy is growing. Some economists think it will be worth $335 billion by 2025. As new technology makes sharing food, accommodation, and transportation easier all the time, the question of is it fair will remain. Okay, so in this reading we talked about sharing economy, introducing the concept of sharing economy, what it is, and its application in transportation, in accommodation, and in food sharing. A summary for that, my suggestion and my brilliant suggestion for your speaking is to pause the video now and give a summary of the part. If you forgot what the reading was about, please, using the chapters or the video chapters on the YouTube, please go to the beginning of the reading, listen to it one more time, and give a summary of that. It's essential that you do. I can't stress it enough. But my version, the sharing economy, facilitated by modern technology, enables individuals or people to easily rent goods and services. So what is it? It is the introduction, talking about sharing economy. This $20 billion industry includes accommodations in private homes, car sharing, and food services. While users benefit from cost savings and convenience, concerns arise, worries come up. Its impact on traditional industries. Hotels face reduced business, leading to potential job losses and tax revenue decline. Beautiful, tax revenue decline. Car sharing, while environmentally friendly, raises questions about, raise question about its preference over public transportation. Over here means compared to public transportation. The growth of the sharing economy predicted to reach $335 billion by 2025 promotes ongoing discussions about its fairness and broader social implications. Okay, this was a beautiful reading summary. I suggest you listen to this part 2 to 3 times and see how I have pruned the reading in order to come to main points. Reading this part, one can fully understand what the reading is about. This is how you summarize a text. And here under the reading we have part A, please do it yourself, part B, part C, and part D. Do you use any of these sharing economy services? Are they risky? Do you think they are fair? Please give a sample response to this question. My sample response to that? Yes, I use home sharing services. While convenient, they can pose some risks, like property damage. So you rent out your home to someone, like Airbnb, and then there could be property damage. Or safety concerns, you don't know who comes in. However, overall, I believe they are generally safe with proper precautions, safety measures, such as reading reviews and communicating with hosts beforehand. So this was my sample response for that, and here we talked about hyphens. You know what happened? The unit finished. As easy as that. So what are we going to talk about in next video? It is unit 8, time to celebrate. We will cover it in the next video. But as a review, the book version, what did we talk about today? We talked about unit 7. What do you use this for? Talking about inventions that we cannot live without anymore. Our life kind of depends on them. And here we had some speaking, part 2, which was not very difficult. The grammar focus, infinitives and gerunds for uses and purposes. I told you, please use to send or for sending. Do not mix them up. I use my cell phone to send messages or for sending messages. Either will be fine. Here we talked about them, and we had some extra speaking here in the word file. I will talk about them. Pronunciation and syllable stress, very important. Please pronounce the words correctly if you want to sound professional. And exercise 5, word power, talking about the terminology regarding computers and things we talked about. I didn't find that much of useful words or things that maybe you don't know. Maybe identity theft was the only thing that could be useful for you. And here in part B we had some speaking. Listening, we had this listening, and again some speaking we had here. The conversation, which was not very difficult, neither was our grammar. Be sure to, make sure to, remember to, don't forget to, try not to. For giving advice and suggestions, the listening we had, and also the speaking afterwards, writing the email, and the sharing economy that we covered together. And what about the word file summary? This summary that I am giving you is important for fixing the things in your mind. Please listen to that carefully. Here I talked about smartphones, how long they've been around. Mark a significant milestone in something. So a milestone means an important point, a significant point, and then marking a significant milestone in something beautiful. Transfer that into your vocabulary notebook. Rely on someone or on something means depend on that. For the internet, date back to means go back to. Widely accessible, a beautiful collocation. And here, global connectivity, it was a very beautiful collocation again. Stay clear of something means try to avoid something. The grammar focus here we had. I talked about that for you, so nothing that much difficult here for us to talk about. Just to scare away birds, deter also we had here, to prevent. Pronunciation, we talked about these things. Word power, thief and theft, we also had to talk about. And unprecedented access to something. An unprecedented access to means that we haven't had it before. Unprecedented. Enhance your language skills or improve or hone or reinforce. The wealth of something, which is important. A wide range of something, very beautiful. And the vast amount of, beautiful collocation. Additionally, which means also, moreover, secondly. Credible sources means the sources that you can rely on, the sources that you can trust. And this one was beautiful. Listening, here we had things, for example, gamified approach. It was beautiful. Reinforce their language skills. We just talked about it. Conversation and anything. Help someone with something, which was important. Way up. Set the alarm and then the alarm goes off. And back up your photos in case, which means if. Punch in your code or put in your code. Be sure to remember to, don't forget to. And these things we talked about in the writing part and my email to Amin. I am tied up with lots of commitments. Beautiful. And anything else here worthy of mentioning? And finally, the reading, which was the sharing economy. Here we did not have anything that difficult for your level. Maybe get a ride to buy something for this price. That was also important. And in the reading summary, we have raise concerns about something or raise questions about something. Both of them useful. Pose some risk means create, make some risk. And here we talked about hyphenated adjectives. Okay, I hope you got it. I hope you enjoyed it. So my final comment for you, my friends, I hope that you enjoyed my teaching today, and I hope that your speaking, your listening, and your vocabulary, among other skills, are improving day by day. If you liked this video, please share it with your friends so they also have it. And in case you haven't subscribed to the channel, please kindly do so. Thank you very much. I hope you have a brilliant day ahead of yourself. Take very good care and bye